My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of the 1984 movie Supergirl. And I had rock bottom expectations for this movie. Like, I've heard nothing but terrible things about it, and I'm just not a fan of this era of comic book movies. Like, I don't even care for the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. So, like, if I'm being totally honest, I was expecting to give this movie a 0 out of 10. And I'll say this movie surprised me. But it is still a very bad movie, so let's begin by talking about the cast. And Helen Slater is awful here. Like, she is void of any charisma, of any personality, of any energy, and she just drags this whole movie down. She is just so incredibly bland, and I never cared about her character for a single second. Then we've got Faye Dunaway, who I actually kind of liked. Like, it's a very fun, campy performance, and I wish she was written better, but her performance stood out. Brenda Vaccaro is kind of a whatever performance. Like, she's not bad, but she is pretty forgettable. Peter Cook does a perfectly fine job. Peter O'Toole is in this movie. I had no idea he was here, but he kind of underwhelmed me, to be honest. And Hart Bucknell is awful. Like, this should have been a fun, campy, over-the-top performance, but it just sucks. Like, this is a character who is getting kind of handled in a very uncomfortable, baffling decision. Like, this guy is put under spells and he's under the influence of love potion, but like, it's such a dry performance. Like, it is. Like, you think about Rupert Grint in Half-Blood Prince, and that's how this guy should have acted here. So, a couple decent performances, but the big ones suck. Now, that said, I did like how the villains of this movie are witches. It kind of adds a fun, supernatural element that I truly wasn't expecting, and this movie does have its fun, campy moments. I also thought some of the production design was actually kind of impressive. Like, the main witch, Selena, hides out in an amusement park, and there's one scene where Ethan is trying to escape and he's going through this haunted house, and I'm like, this actually looks really good here. So there are some things I enjoyed, but so much of the movie is shit. I thought there was actually way too much focus on the villains, to the point where they kind of felt like the main characters. Like, Supergirl kind of feels like an afterthought in her own movie, and I just thought there was nothing to this character. Like, she's not interesting or compelling or entertaining. She just is so boring, and that's not a good thing. I also thought so much of the story was pure nonsense. Like, things kind of just happen for the sake of it. And I don't know, like, you could excuse it by saying magic, but I don't know, at a certain point, it just felt like an overly convoluted mess, and the execution of all of its ideas is just bad. I thought it was really ineffective, and it just didn't really work for me. Like, there was this big climax with Peter O'Toole and Supergirl in the Phantom Zone, and I just felt nothing. And, oh, speaking of that scene, the effects in this movie are truly awful. Like, there's no moment of awe and wonder. It just feels really messily put together. just lacks any clear vision throughout, and the pacing sucks. Like, this movie is 2 hours, and I felt it. I really felt it here. The movie just keeps going on, and it lacks any momentum, it lacks any cohesion, and as a result, I found it to be a boring experience for the most part. And I think the frustrating thing is, I do think there's a good movie here. Like, if Supergirl gets more focus and they fleshed her out more and they got a better actress, and you had this evil witch who is giving a very campy performance and their spells and love potions, I feel like you could have had a really fun movie. I really do think there's a template here, but the execution in the overall script and direction just doesn't hit its potential, and it definitely doesn't help when the main performance is this bad. So, like, I didn't hate. You know what? I'll give Supergirl a 3.5 out of 10. Like, it's still a bad movie. I would never watch it again, but when you're expecting a 0 and you get a 3.5, like, that's quite better than I was expecting. But still, don't watch this movie. But Supergirl, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin,